She gave me 6 papers, added additional stuff to claims of stuff that I had done in DC, stuff that I'd done in. She claimed that I was in jail in Virginia, or that I'm from Virginia, which are all just false. Claimed that I was a dangerous felon, which I don't have any felonies.
She was just throwing everything at the wall.
So she wanted to change judges from a commissioner to a judge, and I agreed with her on that move, because commissioners are like administrative judges. They're not really. As the commissioner said, it's a quasi-judicial proceeding, which means it has some of the safeguards of the Constitution, but not really all of them, because you volunteer into that jurisdiction. So they moved us over into another courtroom, and in that courtroom, they didn't even tell Good's lawyer, because Good's lawyer had nothing to do with it. She didn't even know that it got moved. I had to call Streets and let Streets know that it got moved to the courtroom. So then she popped in over there, and she was trying to basically file like an emergency injunction, was basically what she was trying to verbally do, saying that Francois was in danger, and she was up on the 5th floor and couldn't come down. She wore furry Crocs to court. Like, I'm so glad I went and got a suit, because she wore Crocs with fur on them. And
the same Crocs fur lady that served Good on Saturday night.
Yeah, allegedly she's saying that she serves Good too.
But the judge said that finally at the end, he's like, you know what, this seems like it's all related, and so this is all going to be kind of
that's where it's super tricky, because there's what Good's lawyer said was there's no specific allegations. They're just very general allegations, so
no proof.
They're trying to create joinder and make us, in her paperwork that she filed, she's trying to say that we're a dangerous mob. A gang was the verbiage, and I'll read it here in a little bit. I'll read all the new paperwork she did. I guess I could sit down and read it now.
Did you try to file a restraining order today?
Really good way to eat, though.
No, I'm not hungry. I'm
Anxiety.
yeah, no, I'm excited. She wore Crocs, so like, if there was ever a time to get dressed up, I guess.
I want you to be my lawyer.
They thought I was a lawyer. Show my fancy shoes.
You look amazing.
Heck yeah.
And I don't want joinder at all. I want it to be demurred and be completely separate, because they are completely separate.
Right.
And really, she's trying to say that all the different incidences that have happened outside the thing, including the homeless man riding down the street on the bike, somehow is the reason why she deserves a restraining order against me. So I am thinking about getting counsel, but the more, like, after sitting there and watching how the judge was handling the claims and just was not allowing any haphazard evidence into it, it was real. You make any threats? Yes, no. And basically everyone told on themselves in there. So stop telling on yourselves. I see your furry Croc t-shirt.
Did you try to file a restraining order inside?
Well, that's what the hearing was
That's
about.
what the hearing was about.
Yeah, that was what the hearing was about. The temporary restraining order had gotten wasn't approved, so she was trying to say that it was timely, and Ms. Foster felt that she was unfair, and she was here, but she told the bailiff that
She was like hiding away on a different floor because she was afraid.
yeah, she's hiding away on a different floor because she's afraid. I have only seen Foster twice. The first Coster. I don't even know the names. Like, I'm not going to get any of the names right. Epstein, whatever the Madam Epstein is, Jilzy, Jocelyn, whatever. I'm horrible with names. Like, I can tell you court procedure. I can tell you about why you want a commissioner, why you want a judge over a commissioner. I can tell you about demur and I can't even say the words properly. Demur and joinder. I can tell you about these things. I'm not going to get a name right. And the more you talk about it, the more I'm going to get it wrong. Just to be like, fuck you. And I'll read you a couple things.
Are you on DOA, everyone? Are you on?
He's live, yeah.
Okay, because everyone's like jumping over. They're like, is DOA on? So.
I just wanted to read a couple of the
Heck yeah.
couple of the things from this paperwork that you
Hey.
filed today. Yeah, no, I could go there tonight if I want. I'm not sure if I'm going tonight.
That's right.
I might go tonight. We'll see. So she says submits this instant memorandum in support of her application for the issuance of a civil restraining order. The case concerns a pattern of harassment, stalking, and threats against plaintiff, her staff, and her customers by defendant Scott Hochstetter. Hochstetter repeatedly screamed in the plaintiff's business, threatening customers, yelled threats at customers coming and going within the restaurant, threatened her and her customers, stalked her, threatened and battered customers and neighbors, and yelled non-sequitur slurs?
Non sequitur.
Sequitur? What's sequitur?
Non sequitur. I know it's. Isn't that
Doesn't
just
have
like
to do with
it's personal
religion.
attacks or something? I don't know that.
What's non-sequitur?
I don't know that I have a more detailed definition off the top of my head.
S-E-Q-U-I-T-U-R.
He's regularly battered customers and neighbors and yelled non sequitur slurs at her.
So-
Yeah, I just think of it as personal attacks.
Right.
Personal attacks.
Yeah,
I haven't
there
made
might
any
be a more.
personal attacks. Okay, here. Hochstetter and a gang organized by his co-conspirator, William Goode, have assaulted and battered her customers, including with tear gas.
Oh my God.
They have beaten up pedestrians and forced customers into the street, causing danger not only to Miss Coster,
classic,
but
'cause
to
she's
members
lying
of
and
the
falsifying
public
the
driving
report.
on Franklin Avenue and walking on the sidewalk. Hochstetter engages in and threatens violence, including fist fights with plaintiff's customers. He's a convicted violent felon. He is scary, mentally unstable individual who has caused Ms. Coster emotional distress, requiring her to seek
That's funny,
treatment and
Doug,
care
from
from her physicians and hire professional security. She fears staying at home alone. While Hochstetter asserts that he's a protester, this petition does not seek restrainment of the content of an arguably protected speech, arguably because it is fucking arguably protected speech. It seeks only protection from threatening and violent conduct and harassment and the severe emotional distress caused to plaintiff thereby. Plaintiff's fear is evident in the video attached herein.
Oh, that's the video she handed you of her verbal talking. Okay, so this is going to come back on them because they're lying and making false accusations. And
the
putting it in
case
the
is
report.
not about free speech. Hochstetter's acts and incitement to violence are not protected any more than any. Any more than those of any hoodlum who screams threats at any victim, acts violently, and incites others to actual violence.
Right? What's
Mindy,
that?
go hurt somebody, Mindy.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah, the thing about it is that, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We all know
I'm
that
gonna
at the
take that little
moment.
clip out and use that in the evidence.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that
Look at the
was a
face she
joke.
made.
That was a total joke.
Right?
Plaintiff currently seeks a civil restraining order to keep Hochstetter at reasonable distance from plaintiff, her home, and her business. All right. This is where it gets. This is pretty interesting.
She didn't give you
too.
any credit for liking animals or being like a
No.
family
Like I love animals, man. Shit. And so here, Francois Coster is the owner and proprietor of La Poubelle, a French restaurant located at 5907 Franklin Avenue,
They
Los
spelled rape
Angeles.
shop wrong.
Oh, really? She and her family have maintained this restaurant at the location for decades. Listen to this. This one's good. La Poubelle is across the street from the Church of Scientology Celebrity Center, and accordingly, many of her neighbors and customers are members of the Scientology religion.
I'm convinced that they're paying her bills.
They're
Wouldn't be surprised.
Let me read that sentence again.
209,
This is
yes, it
coming
is.
from them. La Poubelle is across the street from the Church of Scientology Celebrity Center, and accordingly, many of her neighbors and customers are members of the Scientology religion. Scott Hochstetter is a member of the gang of persons attacking persons and entities allegedly associated with the Church of Scientology. Hochstetter is a homeless man from Illinois and Virginia who lives in a van he drives from location to location, creating conflict. In 2014, Hochstetter was charged with felony. Hold on.
Want me to hold anything for
Yeah, I
you?
got it. Felony aggravated battery against a peace officer. I wasn't charged with any felonies. They're fucking idiots.
Listen, there's no validation of any kind
No.
of
Lori and Georgia,
And-
yes.
And was convicted in a superseded indictment of felony resisting arrest. That's a lie. Never. I have no felonies. Hochstetter has been arrested several other known times and is believed to have a criminal record in Virginia. I don't have a criminal record in Virginia. You forgot the fucking direction in front of that, Virginia, you fucking idiots. Do some type of fucking research before you make these things. Indeed, research on Hoxetter reveals another video of him on YouTube talking about having guns in his car. Near the end of the video, Hoxetter appears in a leopard skin coat, wearing antlers and screaming at police through a megaphone. This doesn't sound like me.
You know where
Obviously,
trying to make you like
yeah.
the Gen 6 or
Obviously,
Gen 6 guy.
yeah. Well, wait, it's coming. The Gen
Are you
6,
fucking
the
kidding
Gen 6
me?
is coming.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously, mentally deranged.
She has a psych degree?
The YouTube video is entitled "Known Violent Stalker on Probation." Scott Hoxetter says DC police suspect him of having guns in van. Well, they did. That's one from one of my haters. I don't know what hater video is that. Another frightening online video shows the same incident where Hoxetter is screaming at someone, asserting that he's been stalking Ashley Babbitt's mother in Washington, D.C., the woman killed at the Capitol during the January 6, 2021 demonstrations. The videos are not dated, but are therefore rarely recent. Plaintiff is justifiably emotionally disturbed and upset regarding Hoxetter's prior acts of mental instability and stalking others.
What did the judge have to say about
The judge wasn't having it. The judge was basically like, we're having a continuance. And so Hoxetter's acts of stalking Miss Coster, his threats and acts of violence performed directly in front of her place of business, and which were specifically undertaken there to harass and intimidate her, are most alarming. This is precisely what he is doing: intimidating, harassing, stalking, seeking to destroy her business, drive away her customers, and causing her emotional distress and pain. Francois Coster will give evidence of the impact of this on her health and mental well-being, consistent with the declaration filed with this court. Hoxetter was apparently attracted to the turmoil created by William Good and came to the area to participate in the harassment initiated by Good. He has appeared at La Poubelle to harass Miss Coster since early February. His purported basis for harassing Miss Coster is that she wrote a letter in aid of sentencing to a former neighbor and customer who was charged with sexual assault and appeared at court to support his wife and parents. While he occasionally yells out comments at and into the restaurant that are apparently about the issue, largely he simply harasses Miss Coster and her customers, and assaults, threatens, and batters customers or passerbys unfortunate enough to come into contact with him on the narrow sidewalk. He repeatedly blocks in front of Miss Coster's place of business. There are dozens of such incidences. The following incidences exemplify these acts. Hoxetter appeared at La Poubelle on February 9, 2024, yelling mostly non sequitur.
I did get an answer about what that means.
Okay,
so that means you're making an argument. Yeah, it's illogical. It has nothing to do with what is being discussed. Nothing to do with the yeah.
Okay.
Irrelevant to the cause.
Irrelevant to the cause. Statements about Miss Coster. Hoxetter roamed alone immediately in front of the restaurant, yelling about 5150. The California Welfare and Institution Code section for involuntary hospitalization of persons who are dangerous to self or others, and calling Miss Coster a moron, and more non-sequitur statements such as "I am the fire. That is why the fire department was here."
They put that in the
yeah. While zooming in on Miss Coster with his camera. Exhibit 2 video clip, February 9th, 2024. Wearing a red king robe and a shirt which read "Drink up, pussies." Acting drugged and insane and laughing manically. That doesn't sound like me at all.
Guys, this is some real shit. She actually wrote this stuff.
This is real. This is the paperwork. Like, I was handed this today, man. I'm reading
crap.
this. Like,
This is hilarious, actually.
hold on. Let me go over that again. Wearing a red king's robe and a shirt that read "Drink up, pussies."
You're the king of
That's
the-
my kitty cat. So it had nothing to do with pussies. It had everything to do with kitty cats. Acting drugged or insane and laughing manically, he yelled, "You're an idiot! You're an idiot! You're an idiot!" He zoomed in on Miss Coster and yelled, "People are calling your restaurant. Oh my God, please don't call, guys. Don't call. He's obsessed with and videoing and overhearing Mr. Coster as shown in the clip. Among other things, he yelled, "Come and tell me about the rape." They misspelled rape with ridge, and why you supported it. And I wanted to talk like a normal human being. So, as a gang member, this is real shit. As a gang member yelled through a megaphone into the restaurant, Hochstetter laughed and further yelled into the restaurant and at Miss Coster, who was inside. She filmed some of his taunts and closed the curtains. Hochstetter yelled, "Come on, you've already filmed me. I'm DOA, Defender of Ants. I'm the one that shut down your business tonight, Friday night." Hochstetter repeatedly yelled into the restaurant while filming Miss Coster and her customers. This is what corruption looks like. This is what corruption looks like. God, it was so horrible to say that. He yelled into the restaurant as Miss Coster while videotaping her, saying, "You're evil, you're evil, you're evil." They're all threes here. Closed the curtain tighter, and he said, "It doesn't close, you moron." Later that evening, a man tried to ride past the restaurant on a bicycle, and one of the gang members elbowed the man.
You're talking about the
Hold on.
police guy?
Yeah. This is the homeless guy on the bike. All right.
Like-
Here, let me
like
say this.
2
Line
months
3
ago?
of page 5. It's all unpleaded. It's unpleaded paper. Line 3 of page 5. Later that evening, a man tried to ride past the restaurant on his bicycle, and one of the gang members elbowed the man. The man faced the person who had hit him and was attacked from behind by Hochstetter, who knocked the man down, and 2 others and huge companions jumped into the fight as Hochstetter punched the man and slammed the man against the car. Hochstetter's mentor, William Good, thereafter,
mentor?
yeah, he's my mentor. Streets is my mentor.
No, he's my mentor.
Well, I mean, I did, like, I was watching him and shit. Hold on.
More like inspiration.
Hold on. Wizzy's in here?
Wouldn't that be
Hold on. Wizzy's in here? Hold on, sorry, we got a Scientology in here. Is Wizzy really in here? Oh my god. Oh, there's Wizzy. It's about time you fucking finally came in. You love you love trying to see me go into jail in court, don't you? Oh, that's Christopher Bra. WYZZYWIG TV is Christopher Bra. He's a dolly grip from Hollywood. Okay. Movies include Spider-Man, shows Grey's Anatomy. Lee Dundas, the alleged human trafficker helper, former Scientologist, lawyer, and Scientologist herself, put WYZZYWIG into the People's Convoy and made him the main media person for the People's Convoy. So it's about time Wizzy showed up, man. It's been 2 fucking months, buddy. About goddamn time. And so all you guys know that. Yeah, where's Young Kim? Ask him about Young Kim. And so hold on. Good is my the mentor. William Good thereby praised Hochstetter, saying, "I love the way DOA Hochstetter didn't hesitate to take out that guy. However, Hochstetter was arrested." Not true. That's just not true. I was not arrested for any bike incident at all.
This is just so crazy that they're just.
Oh yeah. Well, here's his hate gang. There's a hate gang. Wait, there's more verbiage. I don't know what a hate gang is, but we're about to come onto the hate gang. On February 13th, 2024, an elderly man was trying to walk past a
This is the Danny incident.
What's the word? Phalanx? I don't even know how that's pronounced.
Teacher?
Yeah.
P-H-A-L-A-N-X?
Phalanx.
That's what I said, but I don't know what that means.
It's just fucking
Sounds like-
McCullough's
Yeah.
bitch ass writing this. He's just uses a thesaurus.
Yeah, like larynx, pharynx. Yeah.
Larynx of Hochstetter and his hate gang blocking the sidewalk in front of La Poubelle, and one of them blocked his way. The group, including Hochstetter, surrounded him, taunted him, and challenged him. Hochstetter challenged a man to touch somebody, and "I dare you to touch me." The man said, "You're just trying to antagonize people." Hochstetter replied, "Yes, I am, because I don't like little bitches touching me." Exhibit 9, video clip, February 13, 2024. On February 14, 2024, Hochstetter set himself up in front of La Poubelle, harassing customers coming in and out of the restaurant.
Thank you,
One
Zachary.
incident, while Hochstetter was blocking the sidewalk, a man allegedly touched his arm. That's a battery. Allegedly touched his arm, resulted in Hochstetter cursing at the man.
Which is true, which
Yeah,
is not
a female customer walking in the entrance asked why he was harassing people. Hochstetter told her to shut the fuck up. You just elbowed me, you piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
Is that in there?
That sounds about right, man. That sounds about something I would say. If someone elbowed me and touches me, I'm going to tell them to fuck off. And so on February 16, 2000, Hoxeter was arrested at La Poubelle after he was involved in interrogating La Poubelle customers. The LAPD press release describes the incident. On February 16, 2024, Hollywood officers initially met with 2 victims of a reported battery at Hollywood Station front desk. The officers obtained signed private person's arrest statement forms, and around 10:30 p.m., the officers conducted a follow-up to the area of the 5900 block of Franklin Avenue, where they were located and arrested 2 assault victims. So, and so they weren't charged with battery. They were arrested for tear gassing, and that all got dismissed.
You need this?
Yes. Oh, I got to blow my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take one more. I always got boogers, man.
I feel it. Looks like there's a trash can up there too. Or yeah.
All right.
So, hold on, I'll just finish this up. Sorry, guys, I just want to help this
No,
out.
no.
Everyone's
Do
watching.
what you gotta do.
This is
It's
what we're
funny.
here for, to support you and spread the word of all this crap.
So, okay, that was page 5. Let me find page 6.
How's that?
Oh, nice.
I'll be your tripod.
Heck yeah.
Were they trying to talk about politics?
No. Trying. Well, we're not talking about it.
John, they didn't drop it. They gave a continuance. Next hearing is April 23rd.
Oh, do you want to read? Yeah.
Yeah, while officers were at the 5900 block of Franklin Avenue effecting the first 2 arrests, they were alerted of a second physical alteration at the location. The officers detained the described suspect, met with the victim of the battery, and provided the victim with a field show-up admonishment. The victim positively identified the detained individual and the suspect, individual as a suspect, and the suspect was arrested. The first 2 suspects arrested were Daniel Gonzalez and Cameron. The suspect arrested in the second incident was Scott Hoxeter. All 3 suspects were booked for California Penal Section 182 conspiracy and 22810 unlawful use of tear gas. The officer's investigation revealed that the battery crimes and the unlawful use of tear gas were committed by multiple suspects whose actions were planned, organized, and coordinated. The investigation included evidence that tear gas canisters were distributed for purposeful use against others upon confronting and baiting them into physical alterations. Good bragged to his follower, Scott Hoxeter, that he had gotten donations for the bail of Hoxeter, and another violent follower, who, like Hoxeter, has also been arrested outside of La Poubelle. On March 2nd, 2024, Hoxeter repeatedly yelled into La Poubelle. At his van parked at the entrance to La Poubelle, he yelled at some customers leaving the restaurant, "Go fuck yourselves, you fucking losers." He then followed them down the block and across the street, continuing to curse them, including calling them kitty fuckers. I didn't follow anyone across any streets. That's a lie. The same day.
You're like, I wasn't gonna do because you have your kid, but
Yeah.
since your woman said to fuck.
No,
you,
that was
oh,
that was a different incident.
Jesus.
But there's been so many incidences.
Yeah.
Still, but none of this has to do with fucking Francois.
At all.
None of this. This is all. If
garden
they
leave.
have a criminal issue or want to do an emergency injunction or a restraining order or go about it, then they might have a matter. But Francois, what I do with to other people, it has no bearing on,
No
on
relevancy.
Francois at all.
They're just like trying to build some big story, and the judge was not having it. Like
Yeah.
you said.
The same day, he used a megaphone to yell into the restaurant and berate Miss Coster. Notwithstanding that the assertions by Hoxeter were lies, the acts were intended to disrupt the business inside the restaurant, which also violates the Los Angeles law regarding use of sound enhancing equipment, which they use the speakers outside, and that's okay. Amplified sound. So Hoxeter also told customers leaving that they are trash, among other random profanity and slurs to customers. Well, they are
Hence
trash.
the name of trash.
Yeah.
La Poubelle means trash.
On March 6, 2024, Hoxeter admitted on a streaming video, in case there was any question if he was. Oh, here's the troll. Like, this is why I say this, because it always comes in on in the paperwork because the haters. My haters hate this, and this is why I say it. in case there's any question if he was a protester or simply a man harassing others for clickbait and monetize social media, that I'm not an activist anymore, I'm a paid actor. You do technically pay me. So this is a good time to cash at me, you fuckers. I guess if you ask for money, you are no longer an activist. Hit that like, share it up. Fuck you, Wizzy. Go fuck yourself. In a later incident on March 14, 2024, Hochstetter assaulted and battered a man who came out of the restaurant. While that man was on the phone with the police, Hochstetter loudly cursed at the man, calling him a lying son of a bitch, but quickly packed up the van in which he lives in and parked in front of the La Poo entrance and fled before the police arrived.
Were they talking about the last week's incident?
Yeah, the fake incident that the guy fucking lied.
But that guy chased me like.
Yeah, and the guy chased poor Solomon. Tell him.
Yeah, he chased me. I said, watch your back, which isn't even considered a criminal threat. And then he chased me. Like, if you're trying to make yourself look like the victim, why are you chasing a minor?
So she quoted a bunch of legal arguments, Civil Code of Procedure, Section 527.6. Person who suffered harassment is defined as subject may seek a temporary restraining order. The course of conduct that seriously alarms, annoys, or harasses a person and serves no legitimate purposes. She says Ms. Coster meets each of the elements of the statute. 2 videos which form part of the evidence of plaintiff's request for restraining order show Ms. Coster to be frightened and distressed when she is hounded on the way to her vehicle. Since February 2nd, 2024, when the campaign of harassment commenced, to the present, there has been multiple arrests by the police for various forms of violence, including use of tear gas, mace, pepper spray, fist fights, and at least 1 auto accident in front of the restaurant associated with the
I got a definition for phalanx: a body of troops or police officers standing or moving in close formation.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah.
A formation of troops?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, including the use of tear gas, mace, pepper spray, fist fights, and at least an auto accident. Like, I literally got blamed for the auto accident that I reported where that person fucking did the U-turn.
The guy did a
Literally,
But
literally.
that's the goon squad that drives like that. They do U-turns and try to block people.
I got blamed for the fucking accident.
I've been filming this shit for months.
Fuck, man, I'm gonna get blamed for it raining tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Oh, there we get back to this. There has been swatting incidents in which the fire department and LAPD have been called to the properties for no apparent reason, taking valuable first responders off the street where they may help others in need. The videos demonstrate that Ms. Coster, her staff, and her restaurant have been targeted. Ms. Coster and her physician will tell the court that she has suffered extreme emotional distress and physical harm as a result of the conduct of her agitators. It is anticipated that the defendant will allege that the First Amendment protects his speech. Oh no, you really think so? The First Amendment does not protect speech that leads to imminent lawless action or the acts of harassment addressed below. The 2 legal prongs that constitute incitement of imminent lawless action are as follows. Advocacy of force or criminal activity does not receive First Amendment protections and is likely to incite or produce such action. So there's some court thing. And
Not to mention how their security almost attacked me the other night.
yeah, no mention of the attacks on us.
Yeah.
It's just all.
Hochstetter's harassment and intimidation of petitioner's customers is enjoinable by the petitioner because a reasonable operator of a retail establishment would suffer substantial emotional distress if all the establishment customers are harassed and threatened. Well, and like, how does the neighbors have anything to do with it? This is a bunch of case law. I'm not going to bore you with that. Hochstetter's protests do not even make a pretense of exchanging information or ideas. That's not true. I've been handing out flyers. It's a pretext for intimidation and monetized social media clicks. Hochstetter's real purpose is to taunt and intimidate, to take unauthorized pictures of the persons that he frightens, and then commercialize those images on the social media feeds in violation of Civil Code Section 3344. His harassment campaign has no legitimate relationship to any issue of public interest. Accordingly, speech is entitled to minimum First Amendment protection. Reasonable content-neutral restrictions on Hochstetter's speech, such as a buffer zone and a prohibitions on stalking and intimidating face-to-face yelling confrontations, are unquestionably constitutional. So that is where the police are failing.
That's right. I was just going to say.
That's where the police are failing.
That's what
Because
Oludo's
the police should be making a buffer zone for the protests. That's where the police have failed. But somehow the police not knowing how to fucking handle a protest somehow is my issue.
Because they're ignorant.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much done here. Eggs explain the standard that governs whether restraining order can pass muster under the federal and state constitution. Free speech guarantees is the same as the governing the examination of any injunctive restriction which imposes no more burden as necessary to serve as a legitimate governmental interest. The restraining order requested here serves as an important governmental and public purpose, the prevention of violence and harassment, and the protection of petitioners' legitimate safety, privacy, and property rights that Section 527.6 was enacted to serve. Because petitioner seeks an injunction only to the extent that is necessary to prevent Hochstetter's continuing course of harassment, the injunction requested is neither overly broad nor unconstitutional. Conclusion. Sagat Hochstetter must be restrained from harassing Ms. Coster. Hochstetter should be required to stay 100 yards from Ms. Coster, her residence, and her place of business. He should be required not to harass, annoy, threaten, assault, or block her moves in any way. That's it.
Great job. Definitely
Wow.
with the French accent.
Yes. Oh, you fixed yourself.
Oh, goodness.
Thanks for the super chat.
Well, we'll be back on the 23rd.
Restraining allegations they made in that paper.
What?
They declined all of that. Like, all this was like not having it.
Oh, they just did a continuance.
So it'll be continued on 23rd.
So yeah, it'll just be continued.
As he said, you know what, I have not honestly, he told Will's lawyer, I have not honestly looked through this, but I know about it. Everybody knows about it, you guys.
Yeah.
The whole LAPD, everyone knows about it, what's going on. And so he's like, and he kind of caught his words and was like, I know that this is going to be related. I know that they're separate incidents, but it is part of the same thing. So I'm going to give, and Will's lawyer was really, like, we're not asking for a one-time continuance.
Type my first type.
It looks great.
Heck yeah.
Design on the same day as well. With
Yeah, no, she admitted that her customers are Scientologists.
Right?
I look handsome in this costume.
You look
Heck
amazing.
yeah.
Okay. Here, give me your paperwork. I'm organizing it for you.
Thank you, Wizzy, for the
Amber,
super
there
chats.
was a continuance, so we will be back on April 23rd.
So, you know, all of this drama is costing her a lot of money, and it's a bunch of crap. It's just not even going to be paid attention to. You can't sit here and make a bunch of accusations like this with no proof. I mean,
Stuff is not sharp.
I don't know for what purpose they're using the legal system against us like this.
well, they're trying their hardest.
Hides perfectly. That's my first time, man.
How'd you figure it out?
I watched a couple YouTube videos.
That's what I
I
always
was gonna
use.
ask somebody to do it. I need to get like I need a little bar, I need a little Thai bar, and some. These don't have cuffings. Just got like a nice texture on the white.
All right. So what's the move? Oh, you said you were going to try to get your,
Yeah, I'm gonna go try to get my
your
fur coat. I
vest.
gotta walk down
You
to
have
the
a
parking
protest?
garage.
I have a protest to
He's
get
got the world
to.
to save. He's gonna save the world.
Where you going?
Gonna walk to get your big
I'm going to protest against Nickelodeon with
Oh.
Alexa Nicholas and
Oh, your
Eat
friend.
Predators. Yeah. There was a documentary that just premiered a few days ago called Quiet on Set about all of the dark side of children's TV and all of the.
Are you going to the Nick building in Burbank?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
So
you're
that'll be fun.
you're going to Burbank.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can follow him. You're gonna be live streaming that.
That's right. Yeah, I'll be live there, and then also Alexa Nicholas is there live now. So we should be a good time out there. But
And
glad I
Eat-
was able to make it out here first.
And Eat Predators too.
Eat Predators. Yeah, that's the name of.
Because it's pilot season, so all the kids are in town. They're all staying at the Oakwood Apartments right down the street on Olive. You go all the way down, right? And then that's what. So this is a good time to protest.
Sounds like you know your stuff maybe
you
better
te-
than I do.
Can you tell them what your channel is so they could go and
Yeah,
watch it?
my channel is Jacob Harkey. That's JACOB HARKEY. Feel feel free to come by and give me a subscribe. I would appreciate
On
it.
YouTube.
That's right.
There were some phone booths inside the building, and I was expecting him to change in. I was expecting Clark Kent to change into Superman.
Yeah, come out as
But
It'll happen.
We didn't make the whole process here.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good to see you all. I will see you all soon, I'm sure. And
Right.
bye.
Let's go save the
Get them
world.
predators. How far is
Heck
that
yeah.
from here?
Burbank. All right. Hands are full. That's about right. Good to see you. All right. I'll see you, Scotty.
All right, later.
Good to see you
Thanks
this morning. Of course. Later. All right, folks. Let me flip my camera around. So, there you got to hear a bit of an update from Scotty himself about what happened today. And I don't know that this came up when we were talking just now, but DOA did come outside of the courtroom at one point when it was just Mindy and I in the hallway, and he asked both of us, would you be opposed to being called as a witness? Both of us said no. Both of us said that we were open to that. So I was not sure at first. I wasn't given many updates throughout the day because I was not sure if it was risky in any sense to be talking publicly about a case where I may be called as a witness. But I asked DOA about it. He said that he wasn't concerned, and I figured if he's not concerned, then that's that. So you got to hear from him a little bit of how things went today. And the big updates are continuance pushed to April 23rd. So we'll be back on April 23rd. Galen 209, as you're asking what happened to Street's case, they were chatting about that a little bit back there, and because I indicated that I was willing to be called as a witness, and they say witnesses are not allowed in the courtroom, I didn't hear exactly what the conversation sounded like, but I was under the impression that there was some confusion because we were originally on the 7th floor, and then his case got moved to the 3rd floor, but Streets' lawyer, I guess, had initially tried to join the Court Connect, like the virtual court service, joining the first room that was on the 7th floor. So she was a bit. So there was a bit of a confusion and a bit of some delay there in getting everybody on the same page. Anyway, that was more words than I needed to use to explain that, but it sounded like Francois's attorney, maybe wanted to combine the two cases, but DOA is doing what he can to make sure that that does not happen. There was another complicating factor, though, that there's a continuance in that case as well because he was not served adequately. So it's not for the same reasons necessarily as DOA's. To be honest, folks, I'm still learning a handful of things about the way that all of these procedures work as we're going through them. So a lot of what we just heard, what DOA was just reading, that was my first time hearing a lot of that stuff too. So I can't say that I'm a total expert in all of this stuff, but I appreciate all of you who tuned into the chat, who were following along as all of this was going down. And I know that Scotty appreciates all the support that you all are showing to him. So we'll be back April 23rd, 8:30 a.m. I'll be here. Scotty will be here. And hopefully we can put all of this behind us real soon. Like I said, I'm headed over to Burbank. I will be protesting against Nickelodeon. I think I saw somebody, oh yeah, Mrs. C says I just started watching Quiet on Set. It's disturbing. But it's important that these stories are finally being told. Excuse me. I'm trying to stay out of the way of cars on the street. All right, I'm about to turn into the parking lot where my car is at, and I'll be back on before too long. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. I will see you all before too long. Stay safe, everybody.